Beneficial for Loomis to be in the lead right now. He can kind of dictate the pace a little bit as they go up this big climb. See if Fletcher has enough energy left to really make a big push here.
And just to reiterate here, Johnny, as they climb that big, steep hill, if they are tight there, you believe that the better skier, if they're tight, coming close to the finish, is Loomis?
I think so. I mean, you're kind of splitting hairs a little bit. I do think that Loomis probably has a little bit better of a final kick, but that's assuming that he has enough energy to do it, because Fletcher is probably going to make a big push on either the top part of this climb or the next short little punchy climb, because he doesn't want it to come down to a string.
So Taylor Fletcher there looking back over his right shoulder, seeing how far back Jared Shoemate is, the 22-year-old from Park City. Couldn't see him there. You see him show up as he begins the ascent as well.
And you can see Fletcher kind of testing that pace a little bit. And here goes Loomis, making a little bit of a move here as they come to the top of this climb. Loomis pushing hard over the top.
That hard push, Johnny, paid off at least temporarily. He's getting a little bit of cushion now between himself and Fletcher.
Yeah, he's got a small gap, but Fletcher able to match that speed a little bit, pull him back in. They've got this technical downhill. You know, this is where how you go through these curves can make a big difference on the outcome of the race. You got to come through smooth so you can maintain your speed into this final climb before they get into the sprint. Right here, it's so critical to maintain on top of your skis. Keep good balance, maintain that speed. You see a little bit of a stumble from Loomis. Taylor carries a little bit more speed through that. And this is the final climb, so if you're going to go, the time is now.
On the outside there, that's Taylor Fletcher, the three-time Olympian. Just passing Ben Loomis. It's been back and forth after Loomis led the first couple of laps. Fletcher caught him and now separated.
There's a great move by Fletcher. He's coming up that hill, and I think he's got him. Loomis looks really tired, putting a big push on that last hill. Fletcher kind of conserving some of that energy, able to get a pretty solid gap here as they head back into the stadium.
And now the only one in the picture, Johnny, you said moments ago, now's the time to go. He went and separated. And now Taylor Fletcher. It's a race to the finish line to claim the automatic spot in the Beijing Olympics.
Great move by Fletcher up that final hill. He has such a good kick, and he knew he needed to do it then, and he did have enough energy to really open that gap, and now it's clear sailing from here on in.
Well, he played that well, Johnny. He trailed for most of the first part of this race, but just stayed close enough. And then when the time came, he knew it was time to go.
Taylor Fletcher, your Olympic crown.
At 31, his teammates called him old man, but that 4 on the jersey represents four-time Olympian now, Taylor Fletcher.
And we have to make a huge round of applause to bid number 1, Ben Loomis. Let's make some noise, a nice big round of applause. Hey, Merry Christmas, gentlemen. A great race for him.
Number 4, Taylor Fletcher, started in 4th place, but is now headed to the Olympics for the 4th time in his career. The winner of the Nordic Combined Olympic Trials.
Champion.
So here's how it started. Ben Loomis began with a 34-second lead in the cross-country race, and he maintained the lead for much of the first half of the race. Those 3 behind him, Jared Shoemate, Jasper Good, and Taylor Fletcher, remained the 3 pursuing him. And then the second half of the race, Johnny, became a 2-man race between Loomis and Fletcher.
It really did. Fletcher did a great job of closing down that gap, was able to recover a little bit once he caught Loomis, and then at the right time at the end of the race really try and make his move.
And that right time was this difficult stretch uphill. He caught him, and then he somehow found enough to separate up that hill. And then when they were cruising down the hill, Taylor knew he had it.
Yeah, Taylor had just such a good high tempo.